share with you the stack cooker system that Tupperware designed several years ago. It's a really unique system to help you save time in your kitchen and also cook your food at a healthier way. And the way that it works is Tupperware created this 3-course system. You can use it as a 3-course meal, or you can use pieces individually. They are made of Lexian polycarbonate, which is in your fighter jet windshields and bulletproof glass, so they're virtually unbreakable. They kind of feel like an acrylic plastic, and they are made to withstand high heat temperatures. So these are safe in your refrigerator, freezer, and your microwave oven. Now, if any of you are familiar with microwave cooking, that's terrific, but most people don't like food in their microwave, and it's not because it doesn't taste good. It's because the food that they're cooking, they're not cooking properly, which then makes it not taste as nice as it could. It actually is healthier to use your microwave because it attacks fat, sugar, and water in that order. And it also will save you a lot of money because if you were to use your kitchen stove oven for 100 hours versus your microwave oven for 100 hours, your bill for your microwave would be about $7 versus your conventional oven being well over $100 for that same usage. The way that these pieces go together is the cover does invert, and you can use it as a 3/4 quart casserole. Generally, I use this for a side dish or a dessert, but occasionally in one recipe in particular, I use this for the main entree. That is a breaded Italian chicken, and I take that chicken and bread it and place that on the top because I want it crispy. But anything that you want to keep moist, you would want to have covered, and you can again use that cover as an inverted dish or as just a cover itself. The next piece is the 1 3/4 quart main container, and that's designed for your main dish, or even you could do your fruits and vegetables in here as well, depending on how you're cooking them, but generally that would be your main dish. And we do have a piece that fits inside here, and that's a colander. So if you were to make seafood, you could place your seafood in here and the juices would run below. Same with your hamburger meat or your chicken. You could go ahead and keep that below. Now, if you were making something with a vegetable and you wanted the juices from that seafood to season the vegetables, you could go ahead and place that in the 3/4 quart casserole, which is the largest of the stack cooking system. And that you could go ahead and then have your main, your vegetable or side dish on the bottom, your main entree in the middle, and then on top, your dessert or an additional side dish. Or again, you could just do 2 courses and use it as that, or you could do 1 course each way that you want. The unique thing about the 3/4 casserole piece is it is the largest, and I do use this several times for things by themselves. So today I already took in an older stack cooker that I have, 3/4, and I filled it up with some popcorn kernels, just enough to coat the bottom of the container, and I didn't add any kind of seasoning, any kind of chemicals like in your cooking sprays and so forth. And I'm going to put this in the microwave for 3 minutes while we're talking. Actually, I hit it a little more full, so I'm going to do 3 minutes and 30 seconds, and I'm going to finish telling you about the stack cooking system, and then I'll show you the popcorn once that's done. So this 3/4 casserole has a piece that fits right in the middle, and it creates a bundt pan. And the bundt pan is really good to use because most people don't use a bundt pan on a regular basis, but they like to have one, and that's a lot of space to use in your cabinet. And this you can use for obviously a cake, but you can also do a meatloaf in here. And what's nice about doing the meatloaf is when you're done, or a cake, you can take the cover, if you didn't use that for something else, you can invert it right into the cover, remove the cone, and then you have like a cake stand in here, but you can also serve your meatloaf out of here, and it's easy to slice your meatloaf and serve. You could put mashed potatoes in the center with your gravy over the side, and it pours and it looks like a volcano, and that's one of the things my kids really enjoyed having when they were younger. This does have a non-stick surface, so you don't really ever need to spray anything in here. The only time I would spray anything if I was using my the microwave vent and serve line, which is the same material, or if I was doing an egg casserole in here that's really cheesy, I might just do a light coating of cooking spray, but otherwise you don't ever need to spray this. It also is non-staining, so you don't have to worry about red sauce stains. And what Tupperware's done is they've coated the bottom, so it prevents showing any kind of scratches. I would not recommend using a stainless steel knife in here. You can use a spatula and scrape anything out of here. The handles are stay cool to the touch, so when you pull it out by the handle, you don't have to worry about burning yourself, and you can serve it right on your tabletop as well. When you do pull it out, though, you do want to make sure that you're aware of the steam. You never want to open it up towards you because all that steam will come right into your face. So I always recommend that you open it up with the steam releasing away from you. On these containers also are little feet. So when you cook in your microwave cooks by weight, and it penetrates 1 inch in every direction. So the best way to cook things is in the shape of a donut. If you've ever seen like White Castle or whatever, the hamburgers that have little holes in them, the reason they do that is so that your meat doesn't shrink up. It allows them to stay the same. When you put a hole in the center of your food when you're cooking it in the microwave, it creates a 2-inch ring so that your food will cook more evenly. And again, your microwave attacks fat, sugar, and water in that order, so it's cooking out all the extra fat and grease. When you cook hamburger in your thing, it's generally 5 to 6 minutes per pound, depending on the wattage of your microwave, for all of your beef, poultry, fruits, and vegetables. There's some exceptions. Seafood is about 3 minutes per pound, and this is cooking from a raw state. If you're reheating something, you do want to follow the same rule, but you want to do it at 50% power or less. Some other exceptions is baked potatoes are 1 minute per potato, but when you place a baked potato in the microwave, don't wrap it in the tin foil, but you poke the outside just a little bit. When you cook it in the conventional oven, what happens is that helps it to cook faster. But when you do it in your microwave, it dries it out a little bit more. So if you don't poke it, that's fine. You can also use this for eggs, a hard-boiled egg. Crack them open, place it in the container. Then you want to poke the yolk for that and the white once each. And you cook those 1 minute per potato, 45 seconds per egg. Is generally what it is at a 1,000-watt microwave. If you have a higher wattage, you would lessen your time slightly. But what happens is it'll cook it and it'll be a hard-boiled egg but flat. But if you're using it for a egg salad or some kind of salad, you're chopping it up anyways. Nobody will know that it was a flat hard-boiled egg. The next time we get together, I can share with you how to do actual hard-boiled eggs in our Dr. Oz Smart Steamer, and we can show you that it only takes about 16 minutes, and it'll do a dozen eggs in there, and it's no fail every time. They come out perfect. Along the same lines of this material, we do have our measuring pitcher set, and I love this. It's a 1 cup and a 2 cup measuring pitcher set. This is great if you need to melt butter or any kind of liquids that you need to do. I of course also use it for dry ingredients, but when I'm melting butter or anything that I need to melt, the 1 cup inverts onto the top of the 2, so there's preventing splattering. And then you can go ahead, and they have the pour spout, so you can pour right out of here. And it also has the measurements already on the sides for you, so you can see when you're measuring what you have. Our vent and serve line is made of the same material, and that's great for all of your food storage in your freezer or refrigerator. You can use it in your cabinets, but it is designed mostly for your refrigerator and freezer. And then you can take it right from either of those. There's a little vent on top that you can use to pop open, and then that reheats your food. Just remember, when you're reheating anything, you want to do it at half power. Anytime you're defrosting in your microwave, it's 30% power. And if you don't know how to change your power level setting, I can absolutely help you walk through that. But generally, you hit a time cook button, and then you put in your time, and then there's a power level button, and then you put in your power level: 5 for 50, 7 for 70, 3 for 30, and so on. If you don't have that type of microwave, go ahead and reach out to me and I can help figure out the right way to change your power level settings. As I mentioned, we did 3 minutes and 30 seconds for the popcorn. You can see we have very nice popcorn. It's not overcooked. I wouldn't recommend doing more than 3.5 minutes in your microwave unless your wattage is like an 800 watt microwave. But that would be a very old microwave and we don't see those around very often. So 3 to 3.5 minutes is generally perfect for the popcorn. I'm also going to show another time, if you'd like to browse the other videos that I post, how to do a chocolate fudge Kahlua cake in the microwave in 7 minutes. That's using the 3-quart casserole, the cone, and the cover. When you cook in your microwave, as I mentioned, it penetrates 1 inch in every direction. So in the shape of a bundt pan, it creates that 2-inch ring. However, when you cook in the microwave versus the oven for a cake, your cake doesn't need much time. It's only about 7 to 10 minutes, again, depending on the wattage of your microwave. And when you cook in that, you're going to take the cover and place it underneath the bottom of the container. And what that does is it makes your microwave think it's in the middle of your microwave, because it doesn't see that it's on the floor of your microwave. And just like in your conventional oven, you wouldn't cook a cake on the bottom rack. You don't want to cook it on the bottom rack essentially in your microwave. So we put it on the bottom underneath the container to allow it to raise up and that air to circulate around there evenly and cook more evenly. Once you're done with the cake, you can do a cake test, but you'll see that the cake pulls away from the sides, and again, you can flip it right over into the cover and then wash this piece out and use it as a cake cover. That will keep your cake nice and fresh for days, if it lasts that long. So watch for that other video and I'll tell you more about that. These are dishwasher safe, lifetime warranty, and they are in our full line catalog. When you do have leftovers, or if you want to plan ahead for the meal for the next night, so when you come home from work you don't have to worry about doing anything for prep, you can go ahead and do that, and you can seal this because it does come with 2 of our airtight liquid plate seals, and they fit on either the bottom 2 pieces so that when you're putting them in the refrigerator or freezer, they do stay fresh. This is great sometimes for a soup. I'll make a soup in here and then just leave it in this container instead of transferring it into another one as well. So that's our stat cooker. Please let me know if you have any questions. And again, watch for the next video when I have chocolate fudge Kahlua cake. Thanks, guys.